What's going on, guys? It's the Jolly Cuber here, and today I'm going to show you how I set up my 3x3s. Now the way how I set up my 3x3s, it's really easy to do and just about everybody can do it. It's cheap, it's affordable, and it gets amazing results in my personal opinion. Let's just get right into what you need. Well, obviously you're going to need your cube. In my case, I'm using the new Moyu Tanglong. Stickers, if you want to replace the stickers, it's not necessary. You're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to need your lube. In my case, and what I recommend to you guys is Traxxas 50K. You only need Traxxas 50K. Right here I have Traxxas 30K. I'm going to try this out because I've never tried it in a cube before, so I'm interested to see how it goes. It's just a lighter version of this and Marlube, but the three things that you really need the most are just the 50K, Marlube, and a screwdriver. And you'll also need paper towels. Alright, so the first step that you're going to need to do is break the cube in a little bit before you lube it. I've done probably around 150 solves or so on here, and it's performing really well so far, but I know if I lube it, it'll perform even better, so just break it in while it's dry. It'll break in a little bit quicker if you do that. But once you have that, now we need to take the cube completely apart, so just jump right in and take it apart. Alrighty, so once you have the cube apart, what you're going to do is take the core, put it aside for now, and you're going to get your paper towel, and you're going to take all the pieces and you're going to wipe them off like that. Wipe all that factory lube off, and just do that for all the pieces. So now what we're going to do is take the core and we're going to pop off all of these center pieces. Just like that. Now what I do is get your paper towel and just kind of wipe off the core a little bit. Doesn't need to be anything too special. I mean, this cube's pretty dry straight out of the box, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our screwdriver and we're going to unscrew all of these. Alrighty, now that we have everything taken apart, now what we're going to do is get your bottle of Traxxas 50K. Yay. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of the center pieces, and you want to pull the screw out as well as the little washer. What we're going to do is you're going to take your bottle of 50K and you're going to let it do its thing. Now what you do is you're going to take a little bit, probably about that much, you know, maybe a little bit more, but inside of the centerpiece, you can't see it, but there's two circles or two rings. There's the ring that the screw sits on and there's the ring that the washer sits on. What we need to do is we just need to kind of lubricate both. So what I do is I just kind of squeeze just a little bit as I coat all those pieces together. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's quite a bit of lube in there. So anyways, that's what we want. Then what I do is with the screw is I just make another little bead and I just put it right on the underside like that. And then with the washer, there's two sides, so there's going to be the rough side and the smooth side. You put the smooth side facing the spring. Then just set this all in here and move on to your next one. And you're going to do this to all 5. Alrighty, once you have all your pieces put back together, now what we're going to do is we're going to screw them back onto the core. So the first thing that I do is I just kind of line them up and I try to start it by hand. And then once it starts to go in just a little bit, and then I use the screwdriver to screw it in. Now the reason why I don't just hold on to the piece like this and twist the core is because a lot of times you can get crooked screws in there. So if we use just a screwdriver, it tends to work a little bit better. And now this is where we also tension the cube. What I do is I'll tighten it down and I'll see how far apart that is, and then with my next screw I'm going to want to get that the same. Now I'm going to try something. I've never tried this before, but a lot of people, they put just a little bit of lube underneath right here. I just want to see how that affects the feeling. I'm sure it can only help, but you know. So we're just going to do that for all of the pieces all the way around. Alrighty, so the tensions are looking pretty good to me now, so now's the time we can start putting the cube back together. Now a lot of people solved. Me, I don't care. For me, solving it solved just takes too long, so what I do is I just put it back together and then I'll solve it. And if the corner's twisted or whatever at the end, I don't really care, because it's just an easy take apart and put it back together. To me, it makes more sense and it's a lot easier. So we're just gonna build it up like this. Alrighty, so once you have it all built around like this, you're going to leave this edge piece open. Now is when you are going to lube the pieces. Now, I'm going to try something and I'm going to be using 30K. But if you don't have this, use 50K. That's what I've done for all my other puzzles and it works great. But I just want to see the feeling that 30K has. So, what I'm going to do is just put some just along here. I'm going to put some all along here. Like that. Kind of put some around the core. Right there. So, an important thing to note is when you are lubricating the pieces, it's best to know not to over lube. Now, it's really easy to over lube, you know, you just keep putting more and more in, so be careful with your lube because you can add more. It's a lot easier to add more than it is to take away. So, now that we have this, we're going to get this, put this piece in, put our corners in. So now that you have the cube back together, you're going to notice that it's going to be pretty slow and not very good. Like, it's going to be pretty, just not very good at the moment. But just break through that and solve it a couple times. So right now, I'll give it a quick solve. Now what you do is, at this point, now is when you're going to really just kind of set up the puzzle how you want to set it up. An important thing to know is that tensions make a huge difference on how a cube performs. You wouldn't think so, but it really does. It makes a huge difference because you think, oh hey, these tensions are all even, so they're going to be good. Well, you know, you might find out that, you know, a turn looser or a turn tighter will make, you know, a world of difference when you're cubing. So it's best if you do that, you know, just really spend the time to find some really good tensions, and once you find the tensions that you really like, then your cube will just be that much better. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alrighty, I'm going to go show you guys how to set up tensions. How I do it is I make sure all the screws are pointing the same way. I don't know if you can see that, but they're all pointing the same way on all the sides. Like that. So when I adjust the tensions, I can easily twist 90 degrees and I know they're all going to be even. Now I make sure they're all facing the same way as I tension the cube when we're putting it back together. After you find the perfect tensions, we're going to, you know, put your center caps back on. So once you have your cube like this, now what you do is you're going to want to break all that lube that's inside of there. So even though it may feel slow right now, break it into about 100 solves or more and it'll be feeling a whole lot better. Just get it worked in, moved around, and I promise you it will be feeling really, really good. Alright, so after you've broken in this lube, now it's time for the Maro lube. So all we're going to do here is just shake it up a little bit. So once you have your Maro lube all nice and shaken up, you're going to open the cube up just a little bit, and you're going to put 3 to 4 drops in. Now there's some people who will put like 2 drops here, 2 drops here, 2 drops there. No, it doesn't matter. Just open it up and just put some drops in, and then slowly turn the cube like this. Now don't to suddenly start turning it super quick. And the reason for that is if you do that, the marble will come flying out of the cube. I've done that before. So, just really slow turns, slowly get it just nice and worked into the cube. And then, you know, you can start turning faster and faster as it starts to get broken in more and more. And then also get just feeling a little bit better. Alrighty, so the next step is if you want to, you can re-sticker your cube. Right now I'm not going to. I'm actually really liking these Moyu shades. I will re-sticker it, but not in this video. Re-stickering's super easy. Peel off all the stickers. I just razor thing. It's plastic. You just peel them off and put the other stickers back on. It's easy, super simple. And that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or any comments, please let me know down in the comments section below. Let me know your results down in the comments below. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe. And thank you guys for all you do. We'll see you in the next video.